Good afternoon, class, and welcome to a virtual course, Math 119A. My name is Dr. Ray. This is the homepage of Canvas, and pretty much it explains everything that you need to do to be successful in this course, starting with the first one. Number one, there is a welcome message. I'm very happy to have you here in this class, and I wish you all best of luck. Number two, class philosophy. So here's a class philosophy, and in short, this class is a community, and therefore we all have the same objective, which is to learn. Online students often feel isolated, but it is vitally important to know you are not in this alone. In other words, we are here to help one another. You're more than welcome to stop by during the office hours. You can, ask your fellow students, and I hope that we can make it feel like a community. The third one is the announcements. Now, you can click on the announcements here or on the left navigation bar announcements here. First, let me just put this in student view. Then you can check these links, making sure they work. If you click on them, you should see the same section number. So when I click on it, it is the same section number, which means the link is working. If anything, let me know if any of them is not working properly. We have a recorded orientation for a different class. Welcome on orientation, welcome to a virtual course, so on and so forth. So then the fourth step gives us the following: syllabus, modules, homework, practice test, discussion forum, exams. Number 7 is the student office hours. That means 11 a.m. to 12:30 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 9 to 9:30 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. And here's the link and everything. At the very bottom, it says, to join the class, click on the Zoom meeting on the left side. This is where you go to join the class. You don't want to mix up the two. The first one is the office hours. Right here, Zoom meeting on the left side. And by the way, this is where you join, and there's a cloud recording which becomes available to you after we are done with the session. All right. So first, let's start with the syllabus. And again, you can click on this, or on the left side, click on the syllabus. Either one is fine. But if you click it on this one, make sure the link works properly. So let's start with the syllabus. As you can see, the syllabi are getting longer and longer. And what I have done is that I have put them in this format where you can find different topics, and therefore you can get to the topic of interest. In case you don't want to read the whole thing, I want to spend a couple of minutes going over the whole syllabus just to be on the safe side. And you see various topics. Starting with the course description, we will cover limits, differentiations, and integrations. The text is by OpenStax. It's absolutely free. I will show you how to find that. You can click on this, or when we go to My Open Math, how to find that. It is mostly like a reference text, and anything that is not provided there for the course, I will provide it through my notes and PowerPoints. The next thing is online assignment is done with My Open Math. I will refer to it as MOM for short. These are exam dates. I've set up the exam dates to be on Saturdays when we do not meet. The purpose of that is just to give everybody a chance to be relaxed and take the exam, okay? And I'm hoping this way you learn better, you do better because you're relaxed. So with the exception, of course, of the final, which takes place on the time that the campus has set up for us. Then we have different topics, meetings, important dates, calculators. You may use a scientific calculator for exams, tech support for My Open Math, for Canvas, for the campus community, Math Tutorial Center, grading policy. This is extremely important. We have 4 exams, each one is worth 100 points, 400 points. Homework, 250 points. And as far as the homework is concerned, you can redo the homework as many times as you want. And as long as it's done before the due date, you can get credit for it. So it's easy to get a good grade there. We have 50 points here for biology, calculus student success unit. This one, you can find it on Canvas. And it appears like a different course, but it's part of this. Under the modules, you can find general Q&A, welcome to the student success unit project team. And then we have 5 units, unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. None of them should take more than 30 minutes. The purpose of this is to help you succeed, not just in this course, but any other courses that you're taking. And so that really is helpful. And at the end of the semester, whatever your grade is, I will put it in Canvas as part of your assignments. If you receive 100%, you get 50 points. Let's say you get 90%, it's 90% of the 50 points or 45 points and so on. So if we go back to the grading policy, so this part comes from the part that is known as biology calculus student success unit. There are 5 of them. The final exam is comprehensive and it's worth 300 points. And that gives us a total of 1,000 points. So you want to pay attention to that. All you have to do, calculate how many points you have at any given time, add them up, and see what your grade is and what grade you're interested in getting. Also, your lowest grade, by that I mean the lowest grade of the first 4 exams, will be dropped and replaced by the final, as long as the final is good, meaning at least B or 80%. Your homework is good, that means 95% or higher. The reason it's 95% because in the past, most students do an A1 job on that because there is no time limit, as long as it's done before the due date. And of course, more importantly, this action will result in a higher letter grade, because if I change that, but your overall course grade doesn't change, it defeats the purpose. And of course, A is 90%, that means 900 points or more. B is 80%, that means 800 points or more, and so on and so forth. Exams are set up so you can take it on Saturdays while it's convenient. And by the way, you can always take it even prior to that. I want you to know that. But that would be probably a good day for everybody. If you decide to do it, to take it earlier, it's fine. And the password will be provided to you. Now, there's no makeup policy. If something comes up, you can provide me with proper paperwork and I will try to give you a makeup exam. Then we have other topics such as class conduct, course late work. There's the 10% penalty for late work, and that by that I mean the homework. You really don't want to do that because, sky's the limit. You have a lot of time to do your homework. The thing I want to discuss is the CSULB 36, which refers to the fact that for every unit that you take, you need to spend 3 hours to be successful. So this is a 3-unit course, and therefore you need 9 hours. And the reason it's called CSULB 36 because normally 12 units means you're a full-time student times 3, 36 hours. Then we have dropping policy, disabilities, cheating and plagiarism, CSULB commitment, um, class safety during COVID, basic needs. And so almost every topic I have tried to cover. Now, summary steps to success. You want to read your notes, do the problems in your notes repeatedly until you feel very comfortable with them. Study the corresponding sections that we cover, carefully studying the lecture PowerPoints, creating a formula sheet, doing the examples, doing the homework. Now, you can find the office hours here, the information about the office hours. Also, you can find it near the bottom of the home page of Canvas, okay? So you don't miss that. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 to 12:30, and Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to 9:30 a.m. The same link will take you there. Don't mix it up with the class session. Now, going back to the syllabus, I want to look at the next one, which is the calendar. And this calendar, we're going to try to cover a section a day. Okay, so that is our calendar, which has the date of the exams, the sections we cover, and the date of the final. You don't have to worry about the final exam until we get close and closer to that week. Going back to the home page. So the next one is the modules. I'm going to quickly read, and then I'm going to look at that when we are ready for that. It says click on the modules, and again, remember when you click on them, you want to make sure that it gives you the same section that you see at top. Otherwise, it's a broken link. So you want to print the practice test. If you don't want to print it and you can handle it without printing it, that's fine. And skim the questions, watch the PowerPoints, solve the practice test as you go through the PowerPoints. Then we have the homework, which is done through My Open Math, and again, underneath the modules, note homework is set up such that you watch some video lecture lesson assessment before starting the homework. Practice test keys, check the answer key. We have the discussion forum and then the exams. So before I go over the modules that covers a lot of bases, let me go over the discussion forum. And again, I can click on it here or on the left navigation bar. I want to make sure it's 06, section 06. So first, the student bios. You can find mine as an example. And if you like to put yours so your fellow students get to know you, that would be fantastic. Also, I have a frequently asked questions. And I've tried to answer any question that has been asked previously. If something new comes up, I will add. For example, do I need a course ID when I register for My Open Math? And the answer is absolutely not. There are more questions answered here. And another example, where to find the exam passwords. You can find them under the announcement when it's the week of the exam. So that's the discussion forum. I want to go back to the home page. And I want to go over the modules. And again, I can find it on the left side here, or I can click on it here. Now, at the very top is, it says 2022 Fall Math 119A. This is MOM or My Open Math, and you don't need a course ID. I'm going to do this at the end when I go over the digital homework. But let's go over the rest of them quickly. We have exam 1 module, exam 2, exam 3, exam 4 module. Then I have the final exam review stuff here. And this last one, graphing calculator, TI calculator commands. This is if in case you're interested in some of the commands, as well as getting an emulator for the calculator. It is possible to get this. If you check this out, there's a YouTube video that will help you get that. For now, I just want to concentrate on module 1 because the rest of them basically repeat the same thing. Starting with what we call a practice test or exam review. So we close this one, close this one. So you have some questions and they're separated by the section. For example, 1.6 you can see here, then it's 2.1. And anytime we are done with a section, that's the time that you should do your homework as well as these practice test questions. And we have those including the key. And this is the synopsis of what you need to master the first module and ace the first exam. Going back to it, modules. What comes next? Exam 1. If I click on it, it brings us all the PowerPoints that we need. So I'm going to start with the first one. Notice what you get. So it starts with the first one. You have everything here: definitions, formulas, even examples. So what is missing? I go over the solution step by step during the class. You don't have to write formulas, you don't have to write definitions, you don't even have to write the questions. I want you to do the minimal writing and I want you to pay attention maximally. It'll help with the learning. And the next one, the last one, this one class is exam 1 review that has the questions and the solutions step by step. Some of the questions from this practice test that they were found to be difficult in the past, I have done them here with details. Not every question, but most of them. So you do have the questions and the keys here. Over here, you have the solution to some of those questions. Okay. What else? When we go back, before I continue with the modules, look at the next one where it reads recorded lectures, exam reviews. If I click on that, this is my YouTube channel. It gives you all the sections with the recordings, all the sections with the recordings. And this is the exam 1 review. This one that I mentioned, you can find the recorded version right here. So everything you need is given to you. You just got to spend the time getting comfortable with that. When I go back to the modules, we covered everything. And now it's time to look at your homework. To do so, I'm going to click on this, which is MOM or my Open Math. And what happens is it gives you this page. If you already have a username password, you can sign in. If you don't, you are going to create an account. And I will ask you to do it right now after we are done with this recording. So what happens after you do that, then it gives you a chance through the modules. If you click on it, it gives you a chance to go to my Open Math. And there you have it. Now, what do we do here? I want to show you the very first thing you come up with at the top, known as Introduction to my Open Math. The purpose of this is to get you familiar with my Open Math. Must be done today, immediately. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, notice what happens. Questions come up. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. For example, over here, the moment I click on this space, it gives me a math palette. I can use a fraction bar. I can use a square root, use infinity, anything that I need, and even more. So basic, and then I have functions, I have trigonometry, you name it. So first I'm going to put this number in, which is 35.7686. So I put this number in. The next one says we want to round this to the nearest hundreds, this number. So I'm going to put this number 35.7. Next to it is 6. And I'm going to look at the next number, which is 8, to make a decision to keep it at 6 or take it up. And I'm going to take it up because I'm rounding. The next one says divide by 0. As you know, it's undefined. We can't divide by 0. Since they don't have the word undefined, I'm going to use DNE, stands for does not exist. Does not exist. Now, if I submit question, what happens is that it gives me a check mark, meaning I have the correct answer. I can move on to the next question, or something comes up, I don't have time to finish this assignment. If I click on done, right at top, notice what it gives me. It shows me that I did the first question, and by the way, it has already registered my work for the gradebook. You don't have to worry about that. But the rest are unattempted. If I resume and I do anything, it will update my grade. If I exit, I can always go back. And the first question that I've already done, it shows that I've done it. I go to the next question. So if I do 5 questions and I stop, the rest of them I have to do. That's what I mean. It's very easy to do the homework. Sky's the limit, time, as much time as you like to take. Okay. So that's as far as the first assignment, and every assignment follows the same method. What comes next? Exams. I put the exams at the right after that, or at top again, because I didn't want anybody to miss that. You don't have to worry about this at all. I will go over the more details when we come to the week of exam. But for now, this is where you find the exams. Okay, this is where you find the exams, and they're all password protected. Then there is a short description of the course. Then you have the calendar. Take a look at the calendar. First, you see the number here. I can change this, let's say, to 2, and it only shows me 2 weeks. Or I can change it to 4, which is a norm, and you can change it to anything you want. And notice, for example, the very first homework, if you click on it, it shows it's the mandatory assignment that I mentioned. But the rest of the homework are clustered together, and they're in green. They're in green because we have plenty of time. Now, do I have to wait until the 16th to do the homework? Absolutely not. If you do that, you will be behind. Please don't do that. So when do I have to do it? Anytime I finish a section, it's a good practice for you to do the homework that pertains to that section. All right, what comes next? Module 0, known as resources. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to discuss Module 0, so you see what you find there, and Module 1. Then Module 2 is similar to Module 1, and so on and so forth. So let's start with Module 0. What do you find? First, it is important for everybody to know this is a reference text. If I click on this one or this one, it brings it up. Table of contents, view online, PDF file, so on and so forth. Click on view online. And you can see different sections. Are we going to cover the whole text? No, we are going to use the parts that we need for this course, and anything that is not provided here, I will provide it with my notes and PowerPoints. I'm going to go back to module 0. Next one, we have a graphing calculator by Desmos. We have another online graphing calculator. We have a scientific calculator. My point being, everything is provided to you, so you don't have to pay a penny for anything. You don't even have to pay a penny for your calculators. Then it talks about how to use a LatePass, calendar, gradebook. You may use a LatePass for some of your homework, and I suggest you don't do that unless something really comes up, because otherwise you get behind and it's very difficult to catch up. And again, more online calculators here are explained with the process of how to use it, okay? How to use graphing calculators with some videos. What else do you find there? Chapter review. Pay attention to this one. This is the preview and the prior knowledge of mathematics that you got to be very comfortable with. The first section is the review of functions, for example. It takes you to the same text, the first section, review of functions. And then we have the basic class of functions, trig functions, so on and so forth. So this will not be graded, but it is available to you if you need help. And notice, besides the text part, we have the videos. Take a look. It starts with videos here. Introduction to functions, domain and range, so on and so forth. And then you have a homework. Again, this homework is not being graded. And I highly recommend any of you that are uncomfortable or you have any doubts as far as your prior knowledge of mathematics is concerned, to please make sure you go over these few sections. There are only a few sections. Okay. Preview of functions, basic classes of functions, trigonometric functions, inverse functions, exponential and log. And again, you have the topics here, you have the text page, you have a lot of videos. This is the way the course is set up. So after module 0, and I'm going to go to module 1, it covers the sections that are mentioned here with 1.6. Again, we have the sequences and series that are covered. If you click on them, it takes you to sort of a different text that is covering that. Then you have a playlist of videos. Again, if the PowerPoints that I provide for you and the lecture we go over, it's good enough for you, so be it. Otherwise, if you miss anything, if you want to have more, you can look at the pages here for the text as well as the videos here. Okay. So it starts with introduction to sequences, for example, or the next one, or the next one, and so forth. And then you do the homework. When you do the homework, it's interesting. You have watched the PowerPoints, you've been through the class, you should have no problem with any of these questions. And there are video lectures before that you could watch. But if you start with the homework, and for some reason you feel uncomfortable, some of the homework like this one, they do have a video. Some do, and some don't. Like these two have it, number 3 doesn't. And it works exactly like what we did there before, which means you do a question, you check it, and you can exit. Okay. So for example, this one, the first term is simply 2. Okay. Second term, a sub 2 is 3. Okay. And you can continue on that. If you submit the question, notice it shows that these two are correct. What about the rest of them? We haven't done it. So I can exit. If I press done, it tells me that question one, notice it's 0.4 out of 1. That means part of question one was done, not everything, and the rest of them are unattempted. I can resume or I can exit. And if I exit, I can simply go back anytime I want and I finish the homework. And that really makes it nice and easy. So a quick recap, when you go to MOM or My Open Math, you start with mandatory assignment. Exams are here, you don't worry about them. Course description, calendar, module 0, and I can't emphasize the importance of the review chapter under module 0, and then module 1 starts with the section number, some videos if you like, and then the homework for that section. Then you go to the next one. This is for 1.6 as well as 2.1. The next one does the same thing. It starts with some videos and then the homework, videos and the homework. And again, where do you find that? On the modules right here. So let me go back to the home page and recap the whole thing. So you go to the home page of your Canvas. We have a welcome message, class philosophy, announcements, and under number 4, everything starts. The syllabus. Under the modules, you can find everything you need. Practice test, PowerPoints, homework, practice test keys, and the exams. I've already discussed the discussion forum that you have, the frequently asked question and bio. Number 7, office hours in case you have any questions. But at the bottom of the page, the Zoom meeting right here on the left side, it's where you attend the class. All right. I wish you all best of luck. Happy studying, everybody.